In the headlines, Member of Parliament for Roseau South, Joshua Francis, holds a press conference to address what he says are attacks on his career and family by political opponents. Financial Intelligence Unit confiscates over $2 million through cash seizures in 2018. And Dominica's implementation of Article 164 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas to help competitiveness of local manufacturers. I am Andrea Lee with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Get ready to open the best gifts with Flow this Christmas. Sign up for a new broadband or TV service with free installation, or sign up for a broadband and TV bundle and get 40% off broadband for the first 2 months. Plus, get a chance to win a 55-inch smart TV, 1 year or 6 months of free service. Enjoy big-time entertainment and big speeds this Christmas with Flow. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, MP for Roseau South, Honorable Joshua Francis, says he is fighting for his family and will do so until there is no fight left in him. Here are a few excerpts of Mr. Francis at a news conference on Monday afternoon, where he spoke of attacks on his career, reputation, and his family by political opponents.
Since the famous sex scandal of 2016, my wife and I have gone through enormous emotional, mental, and psychological pressures for which I take full responsibility. My lovely wife has been subsequently ill-advised to fight against me, not realizing that such a fight is against herself and our precious children. I plead to her publicly to reconsider her actions and inactions, for I am not the enemy. Today, my wife, through dangerous lawyers, have filed a political divorce petition which has been deliberately leaked and caused to go viral on social media. This is the works and unceasing efforts of dangerous political enemies who use my wife's vulnerabilities and petition as a shield to protect their own. They use the situation as a sword in their failed attempt to dishonor my name. The latest unprecedented leak and release on social media comes on the heels of the leak and release of an email purported to be offered by my wife. Also, my accuser's statement in the infamous case of inappropriate behavior was leaked and caused to go viral in 2016. This public parade of materials, true or fake, cannot be normal or natural. And this cannot be allowed to become the new norm in the Commonwealth of Dominica. I will fight for my life, and I will fight for my wife. I will defend my family, and I will do so until I have no more fight in me. The Kalinago blood which flows through my veins, together with the presence of the Holy Ghost, drives me to successfully withstand all attacks. I mean all attacks. Let me place on public record that 1, I do not have a mistress. I never had one. 2, I am not abnormal in any way, in any shape or any form. 3, I have never abused my wife and will never abuse my wife and my family. And 4, I have never abandoned my family and will never abandon my lovely children and my wife, irrespective of what transpires. On the other hand, I treasure my family. My wife is my gift, my most precious gift. My children are my most precious blessings. And Mrs. Francis, my wife, continues to be virtuous and beautiful in my eyes. I will never give up on her, irrespective of what transpires in the court of law. I ask for public forgiveness from my wife and my children. I love my wife and will always love her. My heart, my mind, and my soul are crying out for her good and success and for the protection and stability of our children.
He has pledged to keep up the fight.
I appeal to you, my people, asking you to understand what is going on in our blessed land. Attempts are being made to take all that I have away from me, and this is being done right before your very eyes. Please understand why I stand today and why I fight with all my might to maintain that which I worked for all my life. The attempts at corrupting my reputation are attempts to deflate my legal practice and my political career. They want me to starve. How wicked. My success as an attorney at law and as a politician is based on my reputation. A good name is better than silver and gold. And here it is my attackers continue day in and day night attacking my reputation, not realizing their evil ways.
Francis says he is making a renewed pledge to work for his constituency with all his might. In other top stories, over $2 million have been forfeited to the state from a series of cash seizure cases. That's the word from Director of the Financial Intelligence Unit, Mackelson Farrell. The Financial Intelligence Unit is responsible for, among other things, receiving, requesting, analyzing, investigating, and disseminating information concerning all suspected proceeds of crime and suspicious transactions, and information relating to property of terrorist groups and terrorist financing. Farrell says numerous cash seizure cases were effectively dealt with in collaboration with other law enforcement agencies in 2018.
In facilitation of the Cash Seizure and Case Caught by Proceeds of Crime Act, 2 accounts were established to ensure that funds seized or forfeited from persons are effectively managed. The Proceeds of Crime Detained Fund account serves as an escrow account into which funds are deposited and held pending the outcome of the case before the court. The Asset Forfeiture Fund serves as a final repository for funds forfeited to the state. As of December 2018, the following balances are recorded on the respective accounts. The Asset Forfeiture Fund, $2.45 million, and the Proceeds of Crime Detained Fund, $530,000.
As regards one of its key functions, that is investigating money laundering activities, Farrell says the unit was also successful in this aspect of its job last year.
In the conduct of one of the unit's core functions, the FIU pursue a number of money laundering investigations, coordinating its effort with law enforcement agencies as well as the Director of Public Prosecution. These investigations resulted in charges being preferred against 3 individuals and the withdrawal of 2 charges. 6 investigations were actively considered. The Financial Intelligence Unit currently manages 2 restraining orders against multiple assets linked to ongoing money laundering cases, as well as a property recovery case which is currently before the Court of Justice Civil Division. This property totaling in excess of $2 million and includes the following classes of assets: real estate, motor vehicles, bank account, boats, and motorcycles.
The original building housing the FIU had been damaged by Hurricane Maria, and the unit now operates from 47 Fields Lane in Roseau. In other developments, the private sector is gearing up to chart out its roadmap for development in 2019 and beyond. Here is Julian Morris with that story.
That's the aim of a National Economic Forum being organized by the Dominica Business Forum DBF. The forum is scheduled for 6 February and is dubbed Voice of the Private Sector. President of the DBF, Severin McKenzie, says the forum is an avenue through which the private sector will let its voice be heard on its role and contribution to Dominica's post-Maria recovery.
Generally, the private sector made a tremendous contribution towards the recovery process. We are organizing the National Economic Forum next month to really, in fact, we are trying to see if we can get the private sector to get back its voice. Although some people find this type of statement is kind of controversial, that, you know, asking whether the private sector really lost its voice. But we must admit that when you listen to the news, you hardly hear anything of the private sector. You'd certainly say the only thing that is taking place in the country is what the public sector is doing.
Mackenzie explained the forum will take the format of a roundtable discussion in which every attendee adds to the discussion of developing the private sector and its function in Dominica's growth.
We could then look at the role of the private sector. You know, the role of the private sector in agriculture, tourism. We want to take a look also at the citizenship by investment program as to private sector involvement. We want to look at the impact of ROS, you know, what recommendations that we have. Housing and construction, are we satisfied? And this is why we have actually proposed a format for the economic conference where we could have maximum participation of the private sector in terms of contributing.
The DBF president says members of the public sector will be invited to the discussion so the two sides can converse on how to mutually develop key aspects of Dominica's economy.
So we will be extending an invitation to the persons who are in charge of the CBI, for example, to come and tell us exactly, give us the information on the CBI so that the private sector can question and we can generate some type of discussion and make recommendations as to how we can get involved in the CBI. The same thing with the creed. And then we are going to have in the afternoon session plenary discussion where everybody come together and all the groups will then make a presentation and have further discussion where we can actually come up with some type of roadmap for the private sector for 2019. Well, it's not only 2019, but it's 2019 and beyond.
The Dominica Business Forum became a legally registered entity in late 2018 and represents 6 private sector organizations, namely the Dominica Manufacturers Association, the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, the Builders and Contractors Association of Dominica, the Dominica Coalition of Service Industries, and the Dominica Employers Federation.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Get ready to open the best gifts with Flow this Christmas. Sign up for a new broadband or TV service with free installation, or sign up for a broadband and TV bundle and get 40% off broadband for the first 2 months. Plus, get a chance to win a 55-inch smart TV, 1 year or 6 months of free service. Enjoy big-time entertainment and big speeds this Christmas with Flow. Terms and conditions apply. Visit discoverflow.co for more.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Welcome back. Effective 18th December 2018, Cabinet took a decision to implement Article 164 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas in its totality and to implement what it called the Harmonized System 2018. Here again is Julian Morris.
Article 164 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas is designed to promote the development of industries in the lesser developed countries, LDCs of CARICOM, including Belize. Through the imposition of these tariffs, it is expected that these industries will be given a competitive edge to build themselves.
Now there are businesses that are already or that stand to benefit, and some of those who are already benefiting from Article 164. So you have, Gas Supplies and Company Limited, for example, in Canefield. They produce what is oxygen, acetylene, carbon dioxide, and all that. So their product will be protected under Article 164. You have Harris Paints that does paints and varnishes. They will benefit from that. Cooley Beer, when they used to operate within Dominica's municipal plane, would have benefited because products such as beers and malts and stouts are protected under Article 164 also. If there are any companies who have interest in the production of solar water heaters, they themselves will be protected by that particular decision. Persons involved in furniture manufacturing are also going to be protected, and we have the Ministry of Trade has assisted a group of persons and established them as the Dominica Wooden Furniture Manufacturers Association. They themselves will benefit from that particular decision made by the cabinet to allow them space to grow.
Prior to this new measure, some of the products coming from CARICOM would have been zero rated. Under this new regime, those products will be subject to duties, stimulating investment in those areas. This new tariff regime provides a buffer that allows small manufacturers to produce more competitively. Tariffs will be applied to products coming from more developed countries within CARICOM and third countries. Mr. Walter walks us through some of these industries which could benefit from taking advantage of these measures.
So we have curry powder is one of those products, and the rates applied on imports from more developed member states will be 30%, and the duty from third countries like the USA, Canada, and those countries not part of CARICOM or not part of the MDCs will be 70%. And then you have flour, wheat flour. You have 70% from MDCs and 100% from third countries. You have pasta, 50% from MDCs and 100% from third countries. Solar water heaters and for domestic use, 30 and 50. Chairs and other seats with wooden frames, 30 and 50. Upholstered chairs and other seats, 30 and 50. Order, 30 and 50. Wooden furniture of a kind used in offices, 40 and 50. Wooden furniture of a kind used in the kitchen, 30 and 50. Wooden furniture of a kind used in bedrooms, 30 and 50. Order furniture of wood and upholstered fabric, 30 and 50. And order furniture, 30 and 50.
The tariff regime will last 10 years. Monitoring and evaluation will be done after 5 years.
To work. The beautiful thing, though, about this time around, from 2006 to 2018, when I went to Coated and we sat and decided on this, we did not have financial support to go with it. But right now, we have the commitment from the CDF, which is the Caribbean Development Fund, to provide support to those particular producers of those products that I just named, so that they can truly be able to develop within the region. So the first time it was simply about, you put the tariff structure in place. Now you have financial and technical support to be given by the Caribbean Development Fund to help companies producing those particular products to truly benefit from what we are trying to do.
Dominica is currently putting in place the legal framework to support its commitment to the new tariff regime.
Attorney Ronald Charles will succeed Thompson Fontaine as a new UWP senator in Parliament.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine reportedly vacated his seat after he missed 3 consecutive sittings of Parliament without the express approval of the Speaker. Fontaine has refuted those claims, saying he followed the rules. He went on to say, however, that he supports the UWP leader Lennox Linton and is confident the party will win the next general election. Ronald Charles, the UWP candidate for Roseau Valley, has received the instrument of appointment as senator from the president and is expected to take the oath of office at the next sitting of Parliament.
And Garfield and Thelma Lewis have walked away with a 55-inch TV from Flo Dominica. The couple was among the 3 finalists in Flo's final Christmas draw.
We've been with you for years. Okay. And even when we were abroad, it was cable and wireless we were using, so it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, so you have been in the family for a long, long time.
Centuries.
Okay, so you deserve your winnings today.
I hope so.
So I hope you enjoy it, and from your reaction, I know you will put it to good use.
Thank you.
The other winners in the final draw were Larry Alcendo, who walked away with a year's free service.
I guess that is what I asked for, so I got it. And honestly, I'm very happy about it. That's 1 year I'd have to think of coming in here and pay.
The entirety of 2019, you have to think about your flow bill at all?
No, nothing like that. I might even forget I had to pay in 2020.
And Joan Henry, who got 6 months free flow service.
I'm satisfied and I give God thanks because that is something that will help me a lot.
Flow's Christmas campaign got underway in November last year and saw customers getting weekly prizes of $1,000 with the activation of a prepaid or postpaid combo plan, speakers provided with handsets, and power banks, among other prizes. To end the news, the headlines again. Member of Parliament for Roseau South, Joshua Francis, holds a press conference to address what he says are attacks on his career and his family by political opponents. Financial Intelligence Unit confiscates over $2 million in cash seizures in 2018. And Dominica's implementation of Article 164 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas expected to help boost competitiveness of local manufacturers. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access or pass the newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.